Hey, residents of Meepletown. Today, John and I are looking at a party game.
How about that?
It's
party time.
We don't do a lot of party games, John. This is a word association cooperative game where we are trying to get each other to guess the right combination of words and clues in So Clover. Let's get to the table and check it out.
All right, Meepletown, it's time to party. Let's do it. All right, so in So
I'm
Clover,
gonna do that the whole time while you're talking.
I know.
Okay.
Actually, I think I'm okay with it. So in So Clover, this is a 3 to 6 player game. We're going to be playing as 2 players. Hey, you can play it as 2 if you want. It's more fun with more players, but you can play with 2. What we're going to be doing is we're going to have 4 of these bad boys. Now, Dean's not going to look at my numbers. I'm not numbers. Words. I'm not going to look at his.
You could write down a number.
And we're going to place these randomly onto our clovers. And simultaneously, what we're going to be doing, as I hold this up, is we are going to be, the camera was a little bit closer than I thought. Whoa, I'm messing this up. We're going to be looking at these 2 words here, and I'm going to write a word that associates those 2 there. Then I'm going to flip over my clover, spin it around, and I'm going to look at these 2 words right here. And I'm not saying the words because I don't need to know what they are. And then I'm going to write one down there right there. So what we're going to be doing is, we're going to be writing it down on all 4 sides of the clover. So sometimes it just seems like it works real well. Sometimes...
They can see these, right?
Yeah, so I'm just not looking at his. He's not looking at mine. Let me see here. Ooh, that's interesting.
Ooh, this is a tough one.
Okay. And sometimes it's really interesting because oftentimes you're like, that doesn't make sense. And then when the other player tells you, you're like, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. So it's kind of interesting.
Yowzers.
Let's see.
Let's come back to that one. That's going to be
I don't know if that makes sense. Oh, these can be kind of tough. I'm gonna have to fast forward through some of this, huh, Dean? I'm thinking through these.
I usually do much better. I'm feeling a lot of stress right now.
No, I mean, it depends on how the words come out. Sometimes the words are like not just boom. It just makes a connection in your brain, and sometimes it don't make the connection in your brain.
Okay, I actually feel not awful about this. Somebody's looking at this, they're like, what in the world? This guy's a moron. I'm okay with that.
Oh, man. That is tough. Okay. You can do hyphenated words, right?
It's one word. You can use compound words, but I don't know if you can use hyphenated words.
Okay, yeah, well, I just did.
Is that right?
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay.
I'm making up my own rules for right now.
Okay.
Wow. That is an interesting combination of 2 words to try to get together.
You probably, a good player also looks at the inside words to make sure you're not like...
Yeah.
Really throwing them off. I myself am not an expert.
Wow, this is I can't wait to show you this one and let you try to come up with a word for this one. Okay. I'm just going to show you Meepletown what this one is right here. Look at that. Look at those 2. Boom and boom. I want you all to put down the comments, make me feel stupid.
You feel so clever?
I don't. At this point, I don't.
I'm done, by the way. Been done for a long time.
All right.
Oh, by the way, you don't have to do this, and I'm doing it because I want to make sure that I'm not forgetting. I take a picture of mine so that just in case I have a brain lapse. All right.
That was terrible on the last one, but you know what? I would be thinking a little bit more about it.
Let's take another card.
Let's just go. So we're also going to take a rando. Shuffle it up.
Who's going first?
I don't know. You want to go first? You want me to go first?
Do you want me to guess first? Is that what you're saying?
I don't care.
Yeah, I'll guess first.
Here you go. Let's just put this right in the middle.
All right. I'm going to throw this over here. We'll just do this like this.
And we're going to go, relatively quick here.
Scale, space.
I'm going to show these to the camera while you're doing this. So you saw that on mine, but I'm just going to kind of, as he's thinking. Yeah, I don't know if I cheated with weight loss or not, but
Oh, wow.
it's a party game. You're supposed to have fun.
I don't want to have fun. I want to win and feel good about myself. All right. Let's go.
So in this game, yeah.
Yeah, you keep talking.
What I was going to say, he's probably going to, you're going to want to go probably to the most obvious thing right off the bat. And you're thinking through
I feel good about
which
that.
ones make a lot of sense, you know. And the thing is, what Dean was saying is, yes, a good player will look at the ones in the middle. The other interesting piece is that extra card that gets thrown in. And sometimes it stinks because you're just like, oh, wow, that makes more sense than what I had, but there's nothing you can do about it.
Right. Hang.
Yeah, that was the challenge.
Hang a curtain. I don't think charge scale. You do hang a curtain. I don't know. That's going to be... Maybe. Don't you look at me. Don't you even... belt. Belt and bark. Do you hang a bark? Bark hangs on a tree. Let's go for it. Weight loss. We're doing... For the sake of time, I'm done.
Okay.
I nailed it. I crushed it. I got them all right.
You didn't, but you're not far off.
Yeah.
So what I do is
that.
I just remove any of the ones that are incorrect. Now, I don't... This still could be correct. It could just have been spun the wrong way. But that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Okay. Space hole march. There we go. I'll do that.
So the interesting piece was that's exactly right.
Yes.
So the scoring goes, we get 1 point for everyone that was correct, which is 4. As a team. We're on a team. If you would have gotten right the first time, we would have got 2 bonus points, which would have been 6 total. This was the rando that got thrown in there with Nut and Plain in the exact right spot. I'm like, are you kidding me? Whenever that came out.
That was... I thought for sure that was like one of the ones... I think that was the first one I put out, maybe. Or the second one.
So I was thinking on this, by the way, like... Hang and curtain, bark and curtain. I was like, what? And then I thought, hang a curtain, bark it. I thought the same thing that you thought, but I was like, bark hanging on a tree doesn't make a lot of sense. But here's the thing about scale. Like, whenever someone's weighing things, you charge them something. And I didn't know if you would... That's when I was saying earlier, I was like, a lot of times you go, oh, that makes sense, but you're not thinking like that whenever you're doing the
And in some ways, it can be harder, maybe easier, depending on the group, I guess. But 2-player, you don't have anyone to bounce ideas off of. Like, I'm just...
Yes, that's right. Can you show these to the camera as I'm... Like, just one at a time so they can see and they can kind of guess or whatever.
Whoopsie. There we go.
Okay.
All right. Got that there. And this here. In case you want to...
Okay, so coffee house and tea makes sense. And kitchen and room. I'm going to go ahead and just share this before I lay it down. Okay.
There you go.
That's going to be my first try. I might take it off. Who knows? You can use a pan in a kitchen and 4 oranges. I'm not sure if that... I don't love and don't hate it, but what else could you do in a kitchen? Cereal. You could eat cereal in a kitchen. And for evening, I'm really interested in that 4 there. You could dance in the kitchen like it's a club, but Dean probably wasn't thinking that. So I like those 2. Or it could even be like tiny kitchen, right? 4 feather. 4. Interesting.
I'll go ahead and say I don't mind saying that while you're thinking. That was definitely my hardest one. That was a challenge.
Okay, I'm gonna try to do all the ones besides that. So I'm looking back over here at coffee house now and I. So what makes sense for I and coffee house? Let me just go over these. Photo, mass, performance. You could have a performance at the coffee house. You could, and you could look at an orchard.
You could. That's right.
It's very possible. Or he could be thinking the apple of my eye, an apple orchard. That's the thing is like, this is what's interesting about this. This can go, I've seen people get it exactly right in about 2 minutes and talk themselves out of it with all these random nonsense. Like, well, but this could be this or that. So anyways, so let's go back over here, go to coffee house. Club. I guess you could be in a club in a coffee house, but a pyramid and eye of the pyramid makes a lot of sense. Because I am thinking about the eye on the back of $1 and how that there's a pyramid with an eyeball on it. But I'm not saying I'm sold, but I'm liking that.
You're halfway there. Whether you're right or not, you're halfway there.
Yeah, okay. So I'm still like interested in that orange in my kitchen. You could even you could like cook in the evening. A 4 plank is wow. I mean, 4 is just really interesting. Eye and photo could make sense for mass. 4 mass. I just don't know. I don't know what that means. We played yesterday, and like he had one that I didn't understand the association because astronaut ice cream. He said you can go buy it somewhere. I didn't know anything about that.
That's right. If you spend any time at like the Space and Rocket Center in Huntsville or the Aerospace Museum and Smithsonian Museum in DC, they sell the astronaut ice cream, and I was like, if he's been there, he would know it, but he did not know that one. So
I'm just gonna walk it in there. I don't want to think about it anymore.
Okay.
So there you go.
All right. So let's see. This is wrong.
Dang it.
Honestly, I think that was a good guess, though. And this one was wrong. These 2 are right.
Okay. I could go back to the whole idea of an orange in the kitchen, which is what I actually was about to place. But the 4, man, I'm sure that there's a reason that makes sense. But in my brain, I'm not getting it. And then
This is one of those situations where after you sit back and look at all the words on the cards and you're like, that actually matches much better with that one. I just wasn't looking at it. So it's
okay.
Tough.
So that makes sense to say someone's got a plank in their eye. But also, I think that makes sense. 4 evenings, I don't know what that means though. That's the but I did photo and that wasn't it. I don't think it could be orchard. It could be performance. Like you could watch a performance in 4 orchard. And maybe there's something called 4 orchards. There's probably a beer that's called 4 orchards or something, or a cider, and I don't know anything about it. Now I'm getting.
I'm guessing if you don't know, I don't.
Okay, you know what? For the sake of Meepletown, is that wrong? Right?
You nailed it.
I did.
You nailed it. So here was my thinking. You were absolutely right. 4 in the evening.
I got it.
And then like plank in your eye. So you did nail that.
Okay.
And then the best I can come up with is 4 because in the evening, and then it's kind of a tiny number is what I was going with. That was tough. But then I was going with like
tiny evening.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do there?
Yeah. I mean, is there a better one? 100%. I'm sure there is.
Oh, I was trying to think of what would you do in the evening that just takes a short amount of time or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Is what that's kind of where I think my brain would go.
That would have made sense too. What?
We don't want to take long showers.
But this one was tough too because I didn't see cereal on this one.
Yeah.
And so that one made way more sense, honestly. What you had is 4 in the evening and then cereal over here makes more sense. Although plank in the eye is exactly what I was going with. So there we go. So we ended up getting 4 on this one and 4 on that one, right?
Yeah, that's actually not a bad score.
Yeah. I think it's
actually really pretty good.
The only thing better you can do is get them all right at the beginning and then you get the 2
more bonus points. Yeah.
There we go. So what you do is you flip those over, write the score on the back.
Yeah, it has like a record of your legends or whatever. I'll say what I do. I've got it on an app, so I don't keep track of it. You know, because it's 3 to 6 players and your scores can be so wild. I told Dean before we played this, my strategy, the way I like to play it is I always play 6 Clovers no matter what. So if I play 3 players, then we're going to both run it back twice. Or if I play 4 players, 2 players are going to get picked to run it back again. That way I personally, because there is no, like in just one, which you know we probably need to compare the two, it tells you, hey, if you get this many points, great job. Here you'd have to have that for every single player count, and that's probably why they didn't do it. So I want to see if we're doing well, if we're getting better. Like have a challenge for my team.
Yeah.
And I started doing that on our vacation, and I was like, all right, this is it, and this is our high score, and that's how.
And I wish that it did have that like just
too.
one, but again, it's a lot more difficult to do it because of the player count for sure. Like
maybe they could, but they could have put something like this many points per player or something like that.
Yeah.
Like if 5 points per player is a really good score, or 6 points. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyways,
but we can go ahead and start. Let's talk about art and components, and then kind of move. We'll do the review a little bit briefer than we do some of our other games.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of art. I mean, what you see is what you get. There's cards that are clear.
Yeah.
All of that. But the components, I think, are good. Like I like having the dry erase boards, how the cards fit in there really well. I love the production of this one.
Yeah. So yeah, you're right. The art is non-existent really in this game. Even like I'll be real. that box didn't do anything for me.
No.
Like, I remember when I first saw it, I immediately just didn't care. Like, I remember someone saying, hey, I think Jonathan maybe at PAX U said something about Clover, and I got 4 on the brain now. And I heard something about it, but I looked at the box, nah. And then like later on when I started seeing what it was about, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to pick this game up. That looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
Besides that, yeah, I like the writing on this is all good. It's like just one of some of these other ones where they don't erase all the super well. Like you probably need some cleaner. Like they erase great, but over time it starts to get that build up.
Yeah.
Nothing I don't think they could do anything about. The only negative I have is that, and this is just probably a pet peeve of mine, is I swear people write on these cards because they're so close to this. And I don't know if there's anything they could do, but I have marks on cards, and I'm hoping that I got some on the sides. I'm like, oh, I don't want to know what that is because I've seen that, and that stinks. I don't really know what else they could have done, but maybe made the Clover a little bigger, which then would have made the box a little bigger, and people probably still would have done it.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have that issue with it, but I get what you're saying.
It's a little frustrating, but I don't know of a better solution. So
yeah.
Gameplay.
Okay, so here's the thing. This is a game that I was not super excited about.
This is the second we've recorded 2 videos together.
Yeah, and let me tell you why. It has similarities to a game that a party game that I did a review of a couple of years ago. I don't think you did this one with me, but it was called Crosswords. Mm-hmm. And I enjoyed Crosswords, but there were some issues that I had with it. The thing I really liked is trying to figure out combinations of words that
put them together.
Like 2 words, and you have to have a commonality, right? You have to figure out that commonality between them. I enjoyed that, but how the game actually played out didn't work really well. This does. This works out really well. I was really surprised by this game and how well it plays, and how part of the thing too is I thought it's going to take forever. Like the downtime in this one's going to be forever of figuring out a word that works between those. But what I didn't know is that these are randomized, and I thought you were going to have to find something that fits those together, which would take a really long time. Yeah. But the fact that it forces you to find a word, I think makes it even better. It makes it less approachable, like as far as like kids, and some adults might not want to play it because they might not want to feel dumb, I guess. Like you can feel dumb in this and not being able to come up with a good word.
We've had some bitter words, but on the flip side, in just one, you can feel dumb too. If there's 5 words out there and everyone's saying, "Oh, they got it." I mean, I had that happen not that long ago to me, and like I couldn't figure it out. And they're like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. Here, I thought about this game a lot. Let me just say this. This feels like, I don't want to say a gamer's just one. Maybe an adult just one is a better way to say it, because I played this recently with a group. We had families together that don't ever play games. I mean, that's the wrong word, but play party games together and stuff like that. They picked this up no problem. They loved it. Like, I was a little nervous that what Dean was saying was like coming up with bark and curtain, coming up with plank and pyramid. You know, some of these things that are tiny and evening. That was the one that, like, some of those can be difficult, and I thought it would turn some people off because they would feel dumb. It didn't. They absolutely loved it. Thought it was amazing. Here's the thing, though, and I'm going to compare this to just one because that's what I was doing in my brain. Is there a place for both of these games on my shelf? Should I have both these games? If I was only going to have one, what game would I have? I'm going to answer those questions really quick.
All right.
Number one, I played this with my 13 and 11-year-old. They did pretty good, actually. They did pretty well. Now, we also played it with a 10-year-old, and maybe around that age, it didn't go so well because it was just very difficult for them to do.
Yeah.
So I would say this is definitely probably like that adult or teenager, game plus. Just one, on the other hand, you can play that with anybody. Mm-hmm. Someone who doesn't even know, like my 8-year-old can easily play that. They can write a word. If it makes sense, it doesn't make sense. Oh, you laugh and you hoot and holler, and that's it. You're all good to go. This is a little bit more challenging. The other thing that I'll say that's different than this and just one that I like about this better is the puzzly nature of it. With just one, you're getting a bunch of words, but just one on the positive is far more approachable. Is more approachable. Not far is the wrong word. Yeah. Is more approachable. That puzzly of like, there's like that kind of like, got it, and but if I get that, and then now I know that it means that I got this one. And then, okay, that makes sense for this. That really is fun.
Yeah.
It's really fun in the game to try to figure that out. So I would say, for me personally,
those clues do not match up as well.
I know. If I was going to have one game, I actually would maybe still keep just one if I had to pick. Though I like this better. I'll just say that right now.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason is because Just One is so approachable for such a wide audience.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to be selfish and just say what game is more fun to play, hands down, this is more fun to play for me. I like Just One, don't get me wrong, but this is more fun. However, the negative, the knock I would have on this is the amount of AP that can be had in this game.
Uh-huh.
And we had that. I watched a family play, or not a family, a group play when I wasn't in the game, and they were like, one person's complaining, like, this game was taking forever. And I'm like, no, it's this person.
Did you say that? It's that guy right there.
I didn't point at the person, but I'm like, everyone's done, and they're going for like 5 to 10 minutes trying to figure this out. So maybe you bring a timer. You know what I mean? Yeah, maybe you have some type of a timer that you say, hey, we're going to set a 5-minute or 3-minute timer, and you just, if you leave one blank, you leave one blank.
Yeah. If
you have a player like that, I think you might need to.
Yeah. Yeah, I would get that. I'm not in the same place as you, but I really, really like this. This might be my when I'm ranking those. I prefer Just One, and it could be because I've played it so much and I've introduced it to a lot of people. It is more approachable, like you said. I just really love Just One a lot. But
I do too.
This is close.
That's why I would keep Just One if I had both.
This might be my second favorite of those type of party games. I might even have this higher than Codenames.
Codenames, yeah. We played Codenames right after this. I don't know which one I like better. If it's
Codenames
just
is really
fresher.
good,
Yeah, this is just fresh.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
But here's the other good and bad. Just One. This only goes to 6. Mm-hmm. Now, could you play more and share the Clovers? Absolutely, you could. Right? You could do 6 of them and then pass it on to 4 other players over there, and they could do it. However, there could be too many, I think, maybe chefs in the kitchen whenever you get too many players playing this. Too much, oh yeah, but this and that. And like the arguing can go on forever. I feel like I've really found this, like I get why they said 6 players. Like that seems like the jam, that 5 or 6 players playing this. But it's positive over Just One, because Just One with 4 or 5 players, it's not as much fun.
Yeah.
I think you really need a higher player count to where you can have more of those things out. This is a game you can play with. I can play this with 2 and have fun.
You can.
I like it. A higher player count's better. I'd much rather have at least 3. But if we were just want to play a quick game and goof around, that was fun.
Yeah, I agree with you. So overall, what's your score? What do you give this?
8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Final thoughts is 8 out of 10 because 8 means that you would recommend it. Absolutely, I would recommend this game. Everyone I've showed this to has been blown away by it, has really enjoyed it. And I'm talking about people that don't play games generally. I've even had families already go ahead and buy it. Like, boom, went ahead and bought it. Came back from a vacation, bought the game. Other ones that tell me I'm going to get that one. I'm getting the same response as I got from Just One, I feel like, a couple years ago or whenever that came out. This is a little bit more thinky, I think, which I enjoy, but less approachable. Still fantastic. 8 out of 10. Great game.
I'm right there with you. I'm at an 8 out of 10 on this one. I really enjoy this one. Again, all those things that you're saying, I do think, again, like my fear and what you're saying confirms that as well. That AP can be an issue on this game, especially for somebody who is more of a perfectionist. That's like, I have to find the perfect word.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're just not going to be able to find that, and that becomes a challenge for some people. But overall, really enjoy this game. I think it's a lot of fun, and I honestly get both of them. You know, if you
there's no reason to not have both.
Yeah,
not at all. Like, I'm keeping both of them. I just wanted to throw that out there.
I do not own this yet, but I will own this for sure. Like this one a lot. So 8 from both of us. Tell them how they can get in touch with us.
If you're joining our channel, we'd love for you to subscribe. You can go to patreon.com/Meepletown to support what we're doing. We're at Meepletown Games on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and we're Board Game Geek Guild 3407.
Thanks for coming down to Meepletown.
Thanks for joining us, and thanks to our Patreon supporters for making content like this possible. If you would like to become a Patreon supporter, go to patreon.com/Meepletown. To follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, find us at Meepletown Games. Finally, to connect with us and other residents of Meepletown, you can join Guild 3407 at BoardGameGeek.com. Until next time, thanks for coming down to Meepletown.